Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we live again. We ready to rock, man. Here to answer some of y'all questions, bruh. Actually, I made a mistake. I need to fix one thing, so let me fix that before we really... What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Just going to go over a couple of details with you real quick, man. And then again, I've had people ask me if they can have conversation with me on a live. I'm down. You guys know I'm here to help. Want to tell you as well, we promoted a free training camp. We're calling it preseason. Really good success. I think we had like 17 kids. We tried to keep it very limited, which was awesome. We had kids come from all over the place, from Port St. Lucie, from near Miami to everywhere. And it's just, you know, again, like, give value back and be different, man, because it's crazy. Like, and then it was actually funny. One of the parents asked me afterwards, like, Kyle, like, we follow you. We like the content that you're producing, what you're saying and what you're about. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, well, what's really your goal? What are you trying to do? And I said, okay, it's really 3 things, 4 things, 5 things, but I'll explain quickly just to summarize that again for you guys. 1, I believe education should be free. So that's why, like, all of my online content is free. And I don't need to, you know, sell anybody that stuff. It's free. I'll pay for it. You guys take it, download it, use it, figure it out. 2 is, you know, how do I explain this? Parents are being taken, you guys as parents are being taken advantage of. Like, people are stealing your money and you're spending tens or thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars a year. And like, and I'm not saying people have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Even if you go overseas to Europe, it's not perfect. And I'm not looking for it to be perfect. But they're taking advantage of you, and the value you're getting back on it is nothing. That's unacceptable to me. So I'm trying to help educate parents to make better decisions, 1, with their kids, 2, with their time, 3, with their money. I think that's very important. And then the third thing, and then this becomes 3, 4, and 5, really, is my ultimate goal, and I was really thinking about this, is like, I want to work with the kids that are super serious, that really have a goal of getting somewhere. Like, that's my target. So I've had a lot of success in developing players to do that, and I want to work with the guys to make that next step, whether it's advising, whether it's training, whether it's preparing, whether it's investing in. There's a whole bunch of things that go into this that I want to do to help players and help them make that next step to get there. And then the other side is I want to help clubs do the right thing. So that becomes down to U.S. Soccer, the state governing bodies, and clubs to do the right thing for the kids, because it's not happening, bro. Like, I posted that thing yesterday about a cash cow organization, not going to say the name or the location, but they're just ripping people off, stealing money, and they have almost 12,000 kids. So I seen the comments you guys are asking, where are we located? I'm in Orlando, Florida, if that, you know, helps you in any way. So we're in Orlando, and again, I'm not saying I'm perfect, bro. I will make mistakes for sure, but at least you know, like, I'm always trying to do the right thing for the kids from my perspective. You may not agree with it. That's cool. And a couple other things, good news. Playbook audio will be available very soon. So maybe by today I might put it out. And that way you can, if you don't want to read it, you can at least listen to it. It's not perfect. I can't pretend that it's perfect. It's not. But I put it down in audio. It's like an hour and a half. Like, it's a lot of stuff. There's even things I didn't put in it yet, and I'm going to separate it. And what I might do is I might break it down into a couple of parts. Like, I might just break it down per phase. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, pre-phase, and then all the side notes. So I want you guys to be successful. Like, at the end of the day, you guys need to be able to do something with this, or your kids need to. And like I always say this, I want to make sure that you guys get it. Like, the system currently is designed to fail your son or your daughter. Like, it's designed to screw your son or your daughter. Like, it's that serious. At least for me, like, that's how I view it, because it's only getting worse. There's more leagues and organizations promoting exposure. But like, I talked about this yesterday with, like, Nani. So some of you guys may have saw this, maybe you didn't. I trained Nani, or I should say me and my brother trained Nani. And he's played for Manchester United, played for Portugal, won the Champions League, won the Premier League, won the European championships with Portugal. And dude, the guy's level of technique is just stupid. I mean, stupid. Like, and I talked about this before. His pass, Like, he would pass us a ball sometimes, and he would just open his foot like this, and the ball would go, hit his foot and just go back. Like, he's not following through. It's just, I'm like, how does he do that? I'm like, the level of technical skill is ridiculous. And like, to have the ability to play at the elite level like that, you have to have technique at that level. And our kids don't have it, bro. Like, it's a problem. Like, we just don't have it. It's nuts, to be honest with you, but it's a separate point. But anyways, it's all education and trying to help people get to the next level. Like, that's my goal. Those are my targets and why I'm doing it. And there's no other reason. Like, I don't have something else that we can do about it. Okay, so I want to start inviting people that want to have a conversation. I don't have a ton of time. I have until about 3:50, 3:55, maybe 4 if I'm being real generous. Like, I got to be done at 4, really before that, but I can push it. And then, let's see. So I want to invite you guys in live. So if you want to have a conversation about your son, about your daughter, about their pathway, about programming, the leagues, blah, 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 I'll give you my opinion. Like, I have people ask me, what would you do? And I'm like, okay, I'll answer that face to face. It's much easier to give you my honest answer because you can tell me everything I need to know, and then I can go bang, this is what I would do. And that's simple. I can't tell you what you should do. I can tell you what I would do. Kyle, how have your concepts been received by the soccer organizations in your area or those that you have spoken with? Have you had any traction? Are you kidding? Do you think I'm going to get traction, bro? Like, what? No, man, no. There's no traction, man. Like, no. Like, okay, I'll put it this way. I talked to FYSA, which is a state governing body for us, and I asked them 2 questions. What is the plan for development, and how do you stop kickball? And they're like, oh, it's on the coaches. They're just blaming coaches, bro. Like, they don't care. They don't want the responsibility of it, even though they're the governing body. The governing body, they just want to give out player cards because they make money. And like I said the other day, the main guy comes up, first announcement, he's like, I got a big announcement. I'm like, oh boy, actually this might be interesting. Let's see. We have 112,000 players. I'm like, oh God, it's just about numbers and volume and money. Like, it's just a cash grab, dude. It's ridiculous. But that's America, man. So no, I've had zero traction. People, I don't know. People don't want to jump on it. It's okay. Do you have any trainer that you can recommend in the Los Angeles, California area? I do not. I don't typically recommend trainers. I don't know them well enough, and I don't want somebody to be like, well, Kyle, you recommended this person. I can't do that, bro. Like, I can't. Because, yeah. My son is 9. He just joined a comp team. What type of training should I involve him in? Naple, do you want to jump on the live and I can answer that question for you? Much easier than answering your text. Because if I just answer the text, it's too hard. 3 things. Like I said, playbook audio will be available shortly. Playbook text, I'm going to be posting that you can get easily from my bio link, so you can just read it if you'd like, and the audio as well. And then the third thing would be, I'm drawing a blank now. What was my third thing? Damn. Oh, I put one more program out. Naple, give me 1 second. I'll invite you. The third thing is, like, I have another program that you can get download. It's all about touch. So if your son or daughter is struggling with developing touch, we're going to do that through juggling. I have an entire program, very, very quick, that you can have practice and work on at home with him 20, 30 minutes a day, or her. All right. Let me do Naple first. Let me answer her or his or her questions, and I can knock that out. Absolutely. So not a problem. Opa, here we go. Vamos.
Hey, what's going on,
What's up,
dude?
boss? What's your name?
My name is Peter.
Peter, nice to meet you, man. How can I help?
Well, so actually, it's funny enough. I'm out here right now at a Real Madrid camp in Colorado. It's pretty awesome, but I'm just watching my son. He loves European style soccer, and so that's what he plays. And so he has a phenomenal touch, I feel. But like, how can I develop that more? Like, he has a drive. He has a drive for it. So I want to throw as much training as I can.
So what is your actual question? I want to make sure I understand.
So, like, what kind of training do you? I'm kind of new to your channel, okay, so I don't know. So I apologize.
No problem.
Big fan so far. So, what kind of training like is crucial for him? Like, where, is it like touch? Like, there's a Toka, like the Toka facility. He's 9.
So he's a 2014.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, how honest do you want me to be?
Brutal. I don't need sugarcoating.
Cool. So, 2 things. 1, I would highly recommend you read and or listen to my playbook, which if you send me a DM right after this, I'll send you the link so you can do it. The audio's not quite ready yet. It should be ready by the end of the day. And then you can listen to the whole thing if you want. And then the other side would be I have it all in text you could read. It's kind of long, so the audio is like an hour and a half. and the text is like 150 tweets, so it's a lot. But basically, to summarize for you, your son is in phase 1, which is 4 to 10 years old. So what I say is, or literally what I would do if I had a son, and this is what I do with the training and stuff, is all technique, it's coordination, and it's 1v1. Because what people don't realize, at the end of the day, it's going to be the kid that has the most skill and the best network that makes it. So at this phase, I say develop your son to be a beast, and you're going to get offers from people. That's what you want. Offers means like clubs are coming to you and saying, hey, I want your son, we're going to pay for him, versus you paying for your son. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
if your kid, let's put it this way, if your son, and I'm not saying like this in a good way, but I'm just trying to explain, like your son should, every time you get the ball, he's direct, he's attacking people, and he wants to be aggressive on offense, like especially in 1v1. Hey, I'm getting the ball and I'm going forward. People are going to say, oh, well, he's a ball hog. Well, yeah, if you look at the best players in the world, they all dribble extremely well. Obviously, they pass extremely well, but the best players in the world, in my opinion, even defenders, can dribble and break lines or beat people on the dribble. And in my opinion, in this country, we have a bunch of kids that are taught because parents say, pass, 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 pass. And like, don't get me wrong, like I'm a guy that always focuses on passing. But like your son is 9 years old. The most that he can probably handle, unless he's, different in a sense, is ball, teammate, defender. He can't handle more than that. And that's normal for kids at this age, if that makes sense. So 1v1, 2v1s, 2v2s, that's it. I don't know if that answers your question. At least I hope it does. But if you
No,
do
no, it
that,
does.
bro,
Thank you.
if you do that for real, like you really go hard on that stuff, and if you read that playbook and you kind of resonate with it, dude, if you do that stuff, because your son's still young, he's 9. When does he turn 10?
In February.
So you got 6 months,
Yes.
give or take, right? Maybe 7.
Yeah.
So like, because I say phase 1 ends at the end of 10 years old, so you have like a year and a half to really push him to just become a complete beast, dribbling and touch. So touch would be like juggling, overall control of the ball, chest, thigh, foot. And again, in the playbook, I give you everything right there from my
Okay.
perspective. And I think pardon my French, but I think you'll love that shit.
No, I love it. Like we work on that now. Like just him and I. I'm not a professional coach. I've coached rec my whole life.
Nice.
That's it, dude.
That's normal.
And he has a phenomenal first touch. He has a phenomenal touch. I just want to I want to develop that. So if your playbook would give me that ability for him to at the house. I mean, my basement I turned into a mini pitch for him so he can practice.
That's awesome. I would then recommend as well, if you want, I have a bunch of online courses or content on my website. I used to charge a lot of money for. I've made it completely free. I have 4, I think 5 now, 5 footwork. So that includes juggling, dribbling, close control skills. I have all of them you can pick up for free. And I think that would be, if you want stuff for him to spend 15 to 30 minutes on at home, I have it already developed and put in there. You can just grab it.
I will do that. Thank you so much for answering that. Thank you for taking your time.
Yeah, no worries. And shoot me a DM. I'll send you the playbook.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
No problem. I'll talk to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Done. All right. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. Who's next? I missed somebody. My bad. Okay. So could you give us tips on how to get a trial for a Floor Academy? That would be very helpful. Landon, I can. If you want to go on the live, I'll answer that because I think other people have the same question. I will be more than happy to answer that and make it happen. So, done. Let me do Solano. Hey, profe, ¿cómo está? ¿Qué tal?
¿Qué más, man? ¿Cómo vas?
Viviendo sueño, amigo. What is your name?
Hugo Solano. So,
Sorry? Oh, Hugo. Okay.
Hugo, yeah. Yeah.
Cool, man.
I am in Los Angeles. I am a coach and a father of a 2011. So
You said, I'm sorry, it's kind of hard. You said father of a 2011?
Father of a 2011, yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, yeah.
Better.
So I'm a coach. I coach a 2010 team. I help coach his team right now. And then my son, who's 11 right now, about to turn 12 in September.
Okay.
So if we could have a drink, dude, I would just talk your ear out for days. But let me try to say, number one, what do you think of Renegade Soccer? I know it's paid, but just the basics or the foundation of it. What's your thought there?
What is
Renegade Training?
I don't know what that is.
No. Okay. I'll DM you. I'll send you. I'm just curious to see what you thought. It's helped us a lot, but it's expensive. So it's an online program. So,
oh, you're talking about I think it's called Renegade Soccer Training?
yes, there we go. Yeah, soccer trainer.
I
Training
mean, I don't know anything about it. I've
Oh,
heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
okay.
But like I said, I have online content free. If you want, you can go get it. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I used to charge probably something similar to what they did,
Yeah.
but I'm like, you know what? It's better to make it free and have people and give people access to stuff to develop skills. So I have, like I was just telling Peter a second ago, I have 5 courses now that I'm calling them courses, but programs that you can download or get access to free, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
Okay.
But
Right.
use it if you want, save your money if you don't, no problem.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
No, definitely. That's good. I haven't had a chance to go through that stuff, but I
Yeah,
definitely will. Stuff that I use with my kids for trainings, got stuff that I've used for
cool.
my son. And so let me give you the second question for you,
Sure,
and this is
sure.
kind of more in depth. Hopefully, I'm not cutting out or you can hear me good.
No
But
problem. Go ahead.
here's what's happening. He was on an EA team last year. Okay.
Okay.
They finished middle of the bracket. They were playing against LA Galaxy. They were playing against LAFC, Liverpool, like some of the non-paid academies in the area.
Okay.
Okay. So, they were getting their butts whipped at the beginning of the season. They improved. So very, very good team.
Okay.
Very, very good team. We have a lot of kids from South Central, kids that can't afford to play at this level.
Okay.
So the coach and I are looking to do something, right? We're looking to do something inexpensive and still continue to have the kids develop.
Okay.
So EA was out of the question. So we moved the team into another club, and I'm not going to mention clubs, but we moved them into another club that allowed us to do a lot more by 1/3 of the cost. Okay.
Okay.
Still costs, and that's another question I have for you, because cost is still cost. We have to pay $1,000 a month for fields. We have to pay. It's crazy how much stuff goes into
It can be very expensive. I get it.
Yeah, and I got to figure out how to do all of this without any of that. But anyways, so now the team is with this new club, and we're struggling to get into a league that we feel and I'm not into the Akrons and NPL's idea, all this other stuff. I want the kids to be challenged.
Okay.
And so what we're finding right now is that there is a good chance that we might end up in a lower league.
Okay.
Where the kids are just going to just run
Walk
over
the park. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so question is, what do we do? What options, would you recommend? What would you do, with your son? What would you do as a coach, with a team, your focus? We try to get into
they're going to do 11v11,
Yep.
right? Because you said 2011?
Yeah, and they've been playing 11v11 since last year practically. We've been having them do that for forever.
So I can tell you something that we've done and I'm doing again. Is there's a similar problem here in Florida. There's only I mean, to be completely honest with you, man, this is my opinion. You may not agree with it. The only league, in my opinion, that's actually worthwhile is the MLS Academy League, where all the MLS teams have MLS
Next.
club. Yeah, but not. I mean, it's MLS Next, but I try to make that distinction clear because I don't think the MLS Next that's pay to play is the same level. I think the MLS Academies, where you have Orlando City Academy, DC United Academy, Austin Academy, I think that's worth it.
Yeah, for us it's Galaxy, LAFC.
Right? Same idea, right?
Yeah.
So I think a league that you get that where you play them is great. Any other league, because I've been in other leagues and I'm just dude, I don't see the consistency of level, because at least when you're in a league, or let's say for example, you play for Orlando City Academy, you're always going to get good games.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is what we used to do, and I'm going to do it again this year, is we didn't play a league. We did a tournament a month and we did scrimmages. So the scrimmages that I targeted, let's say this was a couple of years ago, but I had 2010s. We would play 2008s. So we would scrimmage and play up, because I'm okay, we can go, for example, we have a field on Fridays. Nobody practices on Friday. So I can call people and say, hey, come play us on Friday and I need you to bring X team. Most of the time I got those games, and I was always getting games that were harder or above our level. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those are just scrimmages. So
yeah.
Some people like that, some people don't. That's what we did. So we did about a tournament a month, and then we did, on average, probably 3 scrimmages a month as well. So you know, let's say the first weekend tournament, the next 3 weekends or next 3 weeks we'd have scrimmages. So like
Yeah.
the
So
key
for
is for
us,
that, if you're gonna pull that, you just need to have contacts where you know you can get games.
that's the
Yeah.
challenge
It
right
does
there.
take a little bit of time, but you
It
can just
does.
reach out to
Yeah.
people and
I
just,
mean,
you know, be like, hey,
yeah, Kyle, we're in scrimmage every weekend.
yeah,
We figure out, but the higher caliber teams are always challenging to find, man. Oh my
yeah.
God. I live in a 10-mile radius.
Mhm.
There's 6 cash cows in this area.
Yeah,
6,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, that's
Okay,
great.
I'm like there is more clubs than there is McDonald's. I mean than Starbucks. It's
Yes,
crazy.
yeah.
It's insane how but we live in a wealthy area.
But I'm
But
curious, could you, like you said, you joined a new club. You don't have to give me the
yeah,
name, but is it possible that you could get scrimmages against teams in your club?
yes, they are one of they're well possibly. They have one of the elite teams. Top 5 teams in the
Like,
nation
yeah,
in our club, and so so yes. The thing is that once you start in the summer, it's easier. It's not as bad. Once league starts,
yeah, it's
whether it's
harder.
SoCal for us here or EA or
Yeah,
ECNL, right? And nobody wants to play. Everybody's playing.
yeah.
That's my concern. Did you deal with that, or did you do
Well,
that for an entire year?
the scrimmages we did were during the week, so we never really had that problem.
Okay.
So we would do like I said, we would do scrimmages on Friday because I had a field Friday. Nobody practiced Friday, so we would go invite people in, and they didn't normally have a problem. So that's what we found to work for us. It doesn't work for everybody, but
Yeah.
for sure, if you try a weekend, dude, it's going to be almost impossible because they're going to have ECNL Saturday and then Sunday they're going to have DPL, and it's just like, okay,
That's been I mean, in the summer it
yeah,
happens, right? It's like I said, our teams are always. We got 3 teams. We're playing every weekend. We're
yeah,
either in
yeah,
a tournament in some type of local league, like Mexican
yeah.
league, or we're in or we're
The only other recommendation I could tell you is, you know, because you might play an easier league, and this is something we did as well. You can take the same group and have them play, you know, 1 or 2 years up. So it might not be the same
no.
level of skill, but at least you have the
We
physical
wanted
difference.
to. No, that was our thought. I started following you when I said that was always my concern. I've actually had other coaches say, "Forget about EA. Forget about all these things. Play your kid up.
Yeah.
Play your kid up." Right, and which my kid does. He plays 2010.
Okay.
I'm scared to go 2009, 2008. That's
Yeah.
even though I
That's
mean
probably too much.
he's skilled, but he's
Yeah.
little. That's the problem. He's skilled, but he's little. He's a defender. He's
So
a center back or what?
could you play up one age group with the team and play
They're
2010s?
not letting us.
Why?
Can I DM you?
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't let you because you could like this is what you could try to do. You could, I mean, I don't want to tell you to lie, but you could say like I did this. We told a league that we have, it was actually EDP. We said, hey, we have one kid that's on this team that's a 2010. I'm just giving an
Yeah,
example.
yeah, no, that's
But I
exactly
did do this,
what
and
we
we
would
had to
do.
move up.
That's what we would do. That's that, and trust me, I thought, yeah, yeah.
Because they're not going
Do you do
to be
any?
able to, they can't prove or
Yeah,
disprove that. You can say, yeah, we have the kid, he's just not playing.
hmm yeah.
So that could be the other way to get the game, or at least get in that league and a harder competition from a physical
That was
standpoint.
our thought. We were because EA is expensive, and that's where
I'm
we were
sure it is.
playing. We were playing Galaxy. We were playing, we were playing LAFC.
Yeah.
Liverpool's another one. The academies here that has a, Pateadores, great teams, great teams. So,
Yeah.
challenging. We were losing, but we were losing 10-0. At the end of the season, we're 2-1, 3-1.
Competitive, yeah.
Like, and we were proud of that. Like that
It's
was,
growth.
and so we want to continue that. And now feel forced to take a step back, and I'm trying to figure that digest all of this
Yeah.
and figure
Not
out
good.
what to do. Yeah. So, okay. Awesome, man. I don't want to take up. I
Yeah, no
know
worries.
maybe somebody else has a question, but I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you are ever like, do you ever do one-on-ones or just a chat, and I can explain more and give you more details on other things and just some other stuff? Because as a coach, I'm trying to do something what you're trying to do. How do you do this?
It's hard,
As
bro.
inexpensive as
Hard.
possible, right? But tournaments are charging $1,500 now.
Yeah.
Field space here, even when you're just dealing with the city,
Yeah.
like the cities don't even give
No,
you a break.
no, they don't. Well, and the thing, like, so, like, people think that I'm arguing it has to be free. So, two things. One, like we have my organization has two programs. We have a nonprofit and we have a for-profit. Our nonprofit, we do classes twice a week for kids, and we had about 100 kids this past season. Everything was free. They didn't pay a dime for anything. So our for-profit funds that. The for-profit, the thing for me is like I think everybody can make money from this. My problem is you have to at least try to do the right thing, and the value back is what I'm calling it. The value back, like so your expense, let's just say it's $3,000 for training. Well, the value the person should be getting is $4, $5, $6,000 worth of value. The problem that is happening now is the value. You pay $3,000, but the value you're getting is $100. Training sucks, coach sucks, environment sucks, club doesn't care about the kids. It's just money. So, and it's only getting worse. So that's the thing for me. Like, if you're going to charge money, fine, but at least you need to be giving value back on what you're charging for. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing that I have, at least personally.
No, that's good to know. That's and that's what I'm trying, as a coach. Like, how do I do? Because I don't take a dime. Everything that goes into our team funds is all for expenses. Right. And all my coaches, I have 3 coaches. All of us, none of us, we're doing this because we love this. We love our kids. Some of these kids we've known since they were 6, 7 years old. And so, but it's just insane how expensive everything is. And we're all constantly fighting, field space and cities, and it's just ridiculous.
Being the little boy, being the small, the small fish in a big pond is very hard, bro. I deal with it every day in Orlando. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, and these guys don't like it. They don't like, and that talk about playing up. That's part of it. There's some drama there, but because we're trying to do something different in an area that is all about money. Yep. It's all about money.
Literally all about money. All about money.
Yeah.
Shit, man, that's too funny, man. Unbelievable.
I know.
Well, shoot me at the end, and we can work together and figure some stuff out, man. Not a problem.
Awesome, buddy. Thanks so much, man. Great to talk to you.
I appreciate you.
A pleasure.
Yeah, the whole thing is just a fucking shit show. Pardon my French, man. I gotta watch my mouth. I got to watch my mouth. All right. Landon, let me get you in because you want to do the live. I don't know if you're still here or not, but let's do it. What else, guys? What else? How else can I help anybody else? I don't have too much time left. Oh, there we go. Landon. What's up, G?
What's up? How's it going?
Landon, right? Is your name?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So, what's going on, Landon? How can I help? What's your question specific? I think you asked something about an academy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are you?
14.
14. Where do you live?
Florida.
Ah, okay. What part? Miami? Orlando?
Pensacola.
Shit. You want to go join a pro academy and you're in Pensacola?
Yeah.
You're going to have to move, bro. You ain't going to make that. How are you going to do that? Pensacola from me is what? I live in Orlando. What is that, 6 hours, 8 hours?
Yeah, about 7 or 8.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'll fill you in at least from a perspective, right? So, a pro academy you're talking about in the area, or at least in Florida, you got Orlando City Academy, and you have Inter Miami Academy. You're in the radius of either Atlanta, I guess Atlanta too. I don't know, how far is Atlanta from you?
About 5 hours.
So actually Atlanta might have the first right of refusal to you. So it's actually kind of complicated. There's a lot that goes into this. So it's a really good question. I don't know what Pensacola's radius is. So how do I explain this to you? So you're in an area that is either going to be owned by Orlando City or Atlanta. I would assume Orlando City because you're in Florida, but it could be Atlanta just because of the time distance. So what does that mean? That means that MLS club has first right of refusal over any player in that area. I'm going to assume it's Orlando City. It might be Atlanta, but let's just say Orlando City. So they may or may not know about you. You're what birth year?
2009.
2009. Okay. So yeah, they had pre-academy tryouts. Did you hear about this or go to it?
No.
Okay. I mean, it's going to be hard. You're 7 hours away.
Yeah.
So basically how pro academies like in Orlando City or in Inter Miami or any of them really work, they have a scouting process. So Orlando City has a scout for the academy. The academy is free. You don't pay anything for it if you make it. And they're going to look at, 3 to 5 to 6, up to 10,000 kids a year for all their age groups. And basically what happens is they find you or they hear about you or you contact them. So you can do that. You can contact them. Or again, networking, right? So like if you have a coach that knows somebody, they can make a contact if they think you have the level. I don't know anything about you, so I can't say that you have the level or not. But that's how it would work. I mean, from a scouting standpoint, they either see you, hear about you, or somebody contacts them in your favor. You would then get invited in for, a week, a month. Like we had a kid in our program who was in 2007, and he got invited in for Orlando City Academy, and they've invited him in for a month. However, the training was in the morning. Most people don't know this. They train, I think it's 8 to 10 o'clock every morning, 5 days a week. Then they stay on campus where they go to school, where they do virtual school. They, shower, eat, do meals. Sometimes they have a second session later in the day, and they're leaving at 4 or 5 o'clock. So if you want to get to an academy, one, we'd have to figure out who owns your rights, so to speak, because if they know about you, they can block you. So there's a block list that comes out every single year from MLS academies, and this means that another club can't take you. So if Orlando City has your rights, or first right of refusal of you, I should say, they can put you on a block list so that way somebody else can't come and get you. And it doesn't matter if you play for Orlando City or not, if that makes sense. They can block anybody.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of complicated. It's kind of stupid, but that's just how it works, unfortunately. So, actually, I've seen this happen. We had a kid that played for us that played for Orlando City Academy. He left. FC Cincinnati wanted him, but he was never released from Orlando City. He was on the block list, so nobody else could grab him, even though he did not play for Orlando City Academy.
Oh, okay.
Does that answer your question? But you said you're an 09, right? So you're going to be playing U15?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I was in your shoes, and I was in your shoes one time, this is what I would do. You're going to be going into U15. I don't know anything about you. I would recommend at least trying out for an adult team, like a UPSL. And there's probably 2 or 3 in Pensacola that you could join. Because if you want to make Orlando City, they're going to be recruiting guys that they feel, and I'm just picking Orlando City, that they feel can make an impact in their program. So if you can go to adult level, play, perform. What position do you play?
6 or 8.
6 or 8.
Essentially.
So let's say you play 8 and you can get 3 assists or 2 goals or something. You're going to grab attention because, again, we had a kid I was telling you a second ago that left Orlando City Academy, went to us. He was 14, the same age. We put him in UPSL. The first game, he got a goal. We tied that game 2-2 or 1-1. I think it was 1-1. The second game, we tied 2-2, but he got a goal and an assist. Very shortly after that, he was invited to go to Colombia, and he played in a tournament there. And then shortly after that, he was invited to join a pro academy in Colombia. Kid was Colombian, so he had a bit of a leg up in that respect. But all because he played adults at 14. So someone put Pensacola FC NPSL. You could do that as well.
Yeah, my coach is the head coach for that team.
So done. If I were you, bro, I'd be like, hey, coach, this is what I want to do. Can I have a tryout? He's either going to tell you yes or no. You have a level or you don't. It's up to you to earn that, bro. Because what you're doing now is you're venturing out of youth, and this is where you really find out how bad you want to play for real, because the level's going to be different, bro. Like, it's not going to be youth where you're guaranteed any playing time. Like in UPSL, as the example, you only get 7 subs the whole game. So if you're starting and you get hurt and you're like, oh, I can't play, and they sub you, you're probably never going to play again because you couldn't handle the pressure.
Yeah.
So does that help? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Any questions more?
Nope, that's it.
Cool.
Thank you.
Done. Perfect, man. I appreciate you. If you have anything else, send me a DM, Landon, okay?
Okay.
See you, man.
Bye.
Bye. Would it be a good choice to allow my 10-year-old to play up? Do you want to jump on the live and have a conversation? I can answer that. What I would do, I cannot answer what you should do. Is it possible to go to college and still try to play professional soccer? Yes. I mean, it's definitely possible. There's players that do go from college to pro all the time, like from the super draft, or they'll even go into Europe or whatever. Our cash cow doesn't let us play up. I'm not surprised. Why would they let you play up? Why would they let you play up? All right, so I got time for one more. If anybody else wants to do, come in, ask questions. I will answer your question. I will tell you my perspective, and you may like it, you may not, and at least you can run with it. When are we doing a 2-for-1? My dog, bro, we got to get back together, man. That's what we got to do. I'll invite you right now. I forgot about the 2-for-1, man. Dude, I missed those days. 2-for-1 in Argentina. God dang. Yo, what's going on, brother? Bro, I can't hear a word you're saying. There's no audio.
Now,
That's
all
much better.
right, all right. Now I have a few questions
What's your
because my
name,
kid
sir?
is
I'm
trying
sorry.
out. What
What is
happened?
your name?
Brian.
Brian. Nice to meet you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I have my kid. He he always played up.
Mhm.
Always played at least since he was 6. He played 8. When he was
Yep.
8, he played up to 12 years old. Then he joined this other team and got him stuck on his level.
Yep.
He stood out a little bit, but I feel like he's kind of like losing. They're catching up to him instead of him, growing. Now he has a chance to join another team.
Mhm.
Well, he has 2 or 3 choices.
Yep.
One is like the most mainstream,
Mhm.
and then another one is a team that is not as mainstream, like, but he will be playing up with 13 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what would be the better choice?
Okay, so again, I don't know anything about your son. I don't know his level. But walk me through your options again.
Well, he has. Well, we live in South Carolina.
Mhm.
One is CSAL, which is like the one who runs it.
But what?
Those are the
What? I'm
tournaments,
sorry. What age groups? What age groups?
Well, he's in 10-year-old. He was
He's
born 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's 2012. He's going to be playing 9v9, at least if he plays his age group. So 2012. Okay, so you have an option. What? So the options you have currently are what? I'm sorry. So you have what options available for him to play on?
To join like the mainstream, the one who does all the tournaments, like the most known clubs, which
No,
have a
like the
whole
age
bunch of
groups.
different clubs.
So you said you have three
Oh,
options. What are the options?
he can either play his age or he could play after 10 years old, 13 years old. Like there's this team who
So
ask for him to try out.
the 13-year-old, that is 2010? No, 2011.
20, uh, 29, 2009, I think.
So that's you
2009, 2000.
15. So he, I'm trying to do the math in my head. So he's a 2012, and you're saying that he has an offer to play 2009, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm guessing if they're, I mean, I don't know the level of the team, but they must think your son's pretty good to give him, because I mean, that's 4 years, 2012, 11, 10. Yeah, that's 4 years. I don't even know how that's
Well,
possible that the youth league would allow him to do it.
2010, actually. Well, the
Yeah,
kids are 13 years old. What age would I make them? That's 2010, right?
probably 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, so 2010.
2010.
So I
Well,
mean
that's the one.
that's feasible. I mean, you could do that. I
Yeah.
mean, again, I don't know your son. This is what I did personally. So if you could do this, this would probably be a good move. And what I did was when I was around the same age, maybe a year older, I played on 2 teams. I played my age group and I played 2 years up.
Okay.
So if your son has the level to be able to play full time up, then do that. I don't know your son. If he doesn't have the level, it could be mentally, technically, physically, tactically. He might not be skillful enough. Whatever it is, do both. If he doesn't have the level to consistently do it, do both. And if he doesn't have the level at all, again, I don't know your son, then I would just have him play his age and then develop what he needs to be ready.
Okay.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. So you think I should let him, because this team, like he's going to try out, but you think I should let him try out then for the 13 years old? Because he might be able to do only one instead of do 2 teams. He might join the school team, but they won't allow him to play this year to next year. But he might join 2 teams next year, but this year he has those 2 options: either play his level or like move up, like only one of the 2. So I mean, I don't know what to do.
I said it again. I'm sorry, man. I didn't fully understand.
He has the chance to play in one of the 2 teams because the one team don't have his age team. They just have from 13 and up. The only teams he gets to join that are all ages, from 6 years old to whatever age. He has some options to play up when they need him to use him, but I feel like that I'm basing more on the training. Like he will still be training with the 10 years old instead of the 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not much of the game playing. Game time is more of the training. Like I think the training
It's the most
with the
important. Training's the
older
most
kids
important.
probably make it
Yeah.
feel better.
The training is definitely the most important. If he has the level to play up, then play up. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, I'll give you an example. I have a 2010, and he plays, and he's full-time playing '08. He's good. He's very small, but he's skillfully good enough to be able to play 2 years up, and he's even going to get probably some training with my UPSL team. So, but he has the level. If your son has the level,
Yeah.
push him up. If he doesn't have the level, that's what I'm saying. Then you either have to keep him at his age or dual it and do both. It just depends on his level.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, I don't know your son. I can't really answer that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I think I'm gonna push him up, try him out. I mean, well, it's his decision,
Yeah.
but he was kind of nervous about it.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to go out, but he was nervous about it. Just
Done.
give him the boost of confidence
I
and bust him up.
All right. Well, I got to run. I have to do a meeting in 2 minutes. So if you have any other questions, shoot me a DM, bro.
Thank you, man.
I
Appreciate it.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye. Done. All right, guys, I actually got to run. And then real quick, I answer your question. Fellow trainer here, thoughts on ODP. I've probably answered this like 3 or 4 times, but I will tell you what I think. And I'm getting out, sorry. So ODP used to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm saying that kind of ironically. And then it turned into the ODP national team. So I don't think it's the best thing anymore. I can go in further detail later. I think if you use it as an experience in terms of, hey, I'm challenging my son. He's going to be playing with people he doesn't know, playing for a coach he doesn't know, and I think that'll just make a difference for him or for her. So just keep it in the back of your mind. And you guys have a good day, and I'll see you later.